Hello, everybody, and welcome into today's episode of the Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. My name is Sunny, and I am here hosting with...
As always, it is me, Jam the Man, Caleb.
All right. Well, we are so happy to have you here, Caleb, of course, and I'm happy to be here. And I'm sure all of our listeners are happy to be here. So, to start out the episode, we are going to do a couple of quick hits to please remember to follow us on Twitter at Top Cut Podcast. Be sure to follow Caleb at JamTheMan17. You can follow me at DatChumley. We also want to be sure that you remember that we have a Discord server, which we are very excited about. We have a lot of fun. We do a lot of remote duels. We interact a ton with our different members of the community and stuff. It's like 70 people strong now. So it's still not the biggest community in the world, but we are very happy to be here, very happy to have this community, very happy to have everybody come and check us out. So please come check us out on the Discord server. Next thing is to be sure to check out Team Dark Arm Dealings. Their link will be in the description below. They are our sister YouTube channel. That channel is run by Dylan and Trevor, who have both been on the podcast. Very cool people.
Very cool people.
Right? Guys from our locals. And if you haven't listened to their episodes, be sure to check those out. The last thing I'm going to talk about real quick is we did start a Patreon recently. This is a way for us to be able to get, we want some new equipment. We want some soundboards, some pop filters, things like that.
All very expensive.
Yeah. Well, that in itself is not the most expensive thing in the world. We want to save up. We want to be able to get new microphones. We want to be able to afford artwork for the podcast, things like that.
You know, be able to pay an artist to actually do the artwork.
Commissioned artwork, things like that, right. And the ability to do that comes with your support from the listeners. If that is something that you're interested in doing, we do have 3 packages on our Patreon page. We have a $1 package, a $5 package, and a $10 package. The $5 package gets you the $1 package shows support, and you get a shout out at the beginning of every episode. The $5 package gets you that, and it gets you an extra episode every week. So for those that just cannot get enough, there's an opportunity here for you to get an extra episode each week, including a new series that we are starting this week, where we go set by set and review every set in Yu-Gi-Oh's history.
For now, it's just going to be the core sets. We're still figuring stuff out on that.
Yeah, we're gonna get all the exact setup of it down later, but those episodes will be releasing probably every Wednesday. That's not set in stone, but that's when we release the first one. So
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and then the $10 tier gets you access to a live stream once a week when we record one of our podcasts. So we post every Tuesday and Friday, but we record generally every Sunday and Wednesday, unless something comes up. And there will be a link sent out to our patrons that gives them the ability to watch us as we record.
Yep. So they get to see all the mistakes we make.
Exactly. So if you're interested in any of that, please be sure to follow us on Patreon and absolutely click the link in the description below. But for now, our 5 patrons that we have already are Scuzz Daddy, Adil Saeed, Jeremy Drysdale, Ray Powell, and Austin Johnson. So thank you for all of your support, fellas. We do have some quick play news to get into.
First off, we now know that the set after Burst of Destiny Bode is called Dimension Force.
Very interesting.
Yes, here's hoping that maybe there's some new DDD stuff.
Maybe. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, maybe make a DD its own archetype.
All right, so this will be the set after, is it Dimension Battle of Chaos?
Battles of Chaos.
Battles of Chaos, right? Yeah. Which is after Burst of Destiny.
Yeah, so basically we have Burst of Destiny, and then after that it's Battles of Chaos, and then Dimension Force.
Right.
All we have is a name right now.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, then that'll be the OCG's February set, I believe.
The release date in OCG is January 15th.
There you go.
Excuse me.
Yeah, no, you're good. No, OCG gets their stuff real quick after it gets announced, and we get like a year later.
Right. Yeah, no, this pack will literally probably come out sometime around like April or May of next year.
Yeah, for us. Anyway, that's about all we got for that. Next up, the next V-Jump card is
Proprietus
Warrior Lady. Propitious, by the way, means giving or indicating a good chance of success.
So, this is actually a V-Jump that we talked about in a previous episode, but literally all we had was name and an artwork.
Yeah.
Now here we have the full effect.
Yes. So for those who don't know, the artwork, it's DD Warrior Lady or a Warrior Lady from a Wasteland, but a younger version of her. So this is her before she was even Warrior Lady of the Wasteland or whatever.
Right.
So it's a Warrior effect, Earth level 3 with 1,000 attack, 800 defense. You can only use this card's first and second effect of this card's name once per turn.
She's visibly like a lot younger in this.
Very visibly.
Yeah, like she looks like she's like 18, 17, 16,
Yeah.
like getting out on her own, becoming an adventurer.
Yeah.
Whereas the DD Warrior Lady artwork, like, she's seen some stuff.
Yeah, she's like 28, and then Warrior Lady
yeah.
of the Wasteland, she's in her early 20s. Anyway, first effect. When an attack is declared involving your other warrior monster and an opponent's face-up monster. So based on that wording, it's when either your warrior monster is declared an attack or your opponent has declared an attack on one of your warriors.
Right.
You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. That opponent's monster loses attack equal to its original attack until the end of this turn.
So it's kind of like a janky, more complicated Honest?
More like Dark Honest, because Dark Honest also makes them lose their attack, but it's their current attack, not their original. This makes them lose their original.
Gotcha.
So let's say, just for the sake of argument, it's a Dark Magician with Spellbook of Secrets equipped to it, so it has 3,000 attack. It would only lose 2,500.
Right.
Just off the top of my head, because I've been playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels of the Roses recently, and that's
right.
It's fresh in my head. Anyway,
I was wondering. I was like, Dark Magician equipped with this seems oddly specific.
Yeah. 2. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target an Earth Warrior monster in your graveyard. Add it to your hand. So it actually puts itself in the graveyard, and then you can use this effect during the same turn. It's
right.
Not, yeah.
It can become an extender for an Earth Warrior deck like
Warrock, Goki.
Well, Warrock does need all the help they can get.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is great for Goki. And to a much lesser extent, Heroes. Because other than that, it's just a Warrior Honest for any Warriors.
Right.
Yeah. Again, though, the banished add a new Warrior monster from graveyard to hand is exclusively for Earth Warriors. There's not a whole lot of those.
No, there's not.
Surprisingly.
This card...
It's very meh.
It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, in Goki, it's niche. It's neat. Again, because Gokis, you do declare attack a lot, so you can get that effect off to recur a lot. But I'm 99% sure there's something that you would rather see every single time you see this thing. It's not good.
Yeah, I would not, like... I don't know, I wouldn't be, like, thrilled to,
like,
I don't know. I feel like there's better ways that they could support war. I don't know. I guess at this point they're like, everything needs an Honest, but, like, this is unnecessary.
Well, that's the thing, because right now the only thing that has Honest is Honest, Dark Honest for Darks, and this thing for Warriors.
Yes.
So...
I don't know, it's alright.
It is what it is. It's kind of a disappointing for a V-Jump promo.
Well, to be fair, a lot of V-Jump promos these days are not,
fair. I'm used to V-Jump promos being stuff like Black Ship of Corn, which at the time was...
impactful.
Very stupidly good. Oh my god.
It was... Okay. Let's not overhype Black Ship of Corn. It wasn't very stupidly good. It was surprisingly good for what it was. No. A much more impactful promo would have been number 16 Shockmaster.
Fair enough. I keep forgetting Shockmaster was originally a V-Jump promo.
Yeah. Shockmaster was like all the way a jump promo. Shockmaster, like top 5 promos of all time.
Yeah. Again, this is what I'm used to with V-Jump promos. Summon Sword. Summon Sorceress. Also a...
Yeah, that's what you said. Summon Sork.
Oh, Sork. I thought you said Sword. I was like...
Oh, no. Summon Sorceress. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, like, she's...
There's been some impactful ones, but like...
I mean, then you've also got you also got like the Victory Dragons.
Was that a promo?
Yeah, that's where I got my copy from. It originally was from a V-Jump.
I never realized that. I guess it makes sense.
Which is banned, but not because it's good, but because it's a match winner.
And hilariously, that's not even the reason that card should never come off the ban list. That card creates policy issues.
It really can.
Because, so theoretically, there's, if you're in that situation, then there's basically whatever, if this card attacks your opponents directly and reduces their life points to 0, you win the match.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing about it is, the card's not good. Not because your opponent can just scoop up as soon as they see it coming.
Yeah, like as soon as you go declare attack, scoop.
And not even that. You just enter battle phase, okay, scoop.
Yeah. And
then it creates a situation where it creates an awkward situation for judges. I saw Distant Coder talk about this one time, or maybe it was MBT on one of their channels, and they talked about Victory Dragon coming off the list, and that was the reasoning given that it can't, because it creates bad end of match procedures, and it makes things hard for judges.
Yeah, exactly. Because then it comes down to, is scooping
unsportsmanlike conduct?
Yeah, is it just part of the game? Can you just surrender at any time, or can you only surrender during certain parts of the game?
Yeah, it literally creates a match interactions that don't currently exist.
Yeah.
Which is why there's no reason for it to ever come off the list.
Yeah, which would create a procedural headache.
Right.
It just not worth it. And then I kind of hope we don't ever get any of the other ones.
What do you mean by any of the other ones? The match winners?
Yeah, in the OCD, there's a couple more match winners.
Well, yeah, but I think most of them are world prize cards and stuff.
Yeah. So but even then, I hope we never get any more of them. And I kind of hope Konami never prints any more.
Well, and all the ones that are in the game, most of them at the bottom of the card say this cannot be used in a duel.
Yes. So. Yeah, I hope that if they do keep printing cards like that, they keep doing this card cannot be used in a duel.
Yeah, well, they would have to.
Yeah, keep it relegated to kitchen table Yu-Gi-Oh!
So, hey everybody, wanted to take just a moment to talk about ETB Games in Alexandria, Louisiana. ETB Games is your one place to go in and find all the things you want for all those things that we love. You can find stuff for figurines, for D&D tabletop games. You can find things for Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! All your different cards, your different sleeves. You can find all your things for pretty much whatever you want. And be sure to check it out this weekend in particular if you're nearby. This weekend, September 11th, there will be a large Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament. They're trying to get as many people as possible. Me and Caleb will be there. If you want to see us, be sure to check it out. And that'll be this weekend. So, again, please check out ETB Games in Alexandria, Louisiana. That is etbgames.com, and there's a link in the description below. We are going to move on here to the main event, which is an Ocg Metagame Breakdown for those that did not read the title. But in between,
yes,
I want to take a break. We are no longer sponsored by Anchor, but we're going to take this moment instead to talk about our biggest supporter, which is one of our fans who left a rating for us on Apple Podcast. So, to Daniel3758, he left a 5-star rating for us. Fun to listen to. I found this podcast after a recent return to playing Yu-Gi-Oh! After a long break. I don't know what the meta is, but I like hearing about how things are going so I can learn. These two are fun hosts who make me laugh while informing me about Duel Monsters news. Thank you so much for the kind review, Daniel. Thank you so much for the support. And hopefully, with enough listening to this, you will know what the meta is.
Speaking of meta, though, this past weekend was actually the Latin American Remote Duel Invitational.
Oh, true. That was something else we were supposed to cover in Quick Play News. I jumped over it. My bad, guys.
No, it's fine. But this is a great segue for this. Okay, so in top 4, we have Gerald S., who's running Invoke Dogma Dolls.
Interesting. Wind is a strong card, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Kellen B. running Virtual World.
Interesting. Shenshin's a heck of a card.
Yep. And then second place was Andres T. running Drytron.
Interesting. Herald of Ultimatus is a heck of a card.
And in first place was Jose L. running Zodiac Tri-Brigade.
Interesting. Tri-Brigade Revolt is a heck of a card.
Just anyway, just the span of the meta that Latin America seems to have.
Okay, so let's take a quick moment. So this will be a good segue into the Ocg Metagame Breakdown. So for those that don't know, we can't actually address this because a lot of our listeners are either new or returning players or don't know a ton about the game, that's perfectly fine. There's a lot to enjoy about the game and a lot to love about the game. So for those that don't know, the metagame,
the game within the game.
Right, exactly, is defined as
kind of okay. So basically, it's what everyone is currently doing.
Right. So this is like the definition of what are the top decks in the game. What are the best things to play?
Yeah.
What's
tier 1? What's tier 2? What's rogue?
Right. So the tier 1 decks would be like the best decks in the format.
Yeah.
Currently in the TCG, you would be thinking about things like Drytron, Tri-Brigade, Prank Kids. Those are really basically what everybody considers the main tier 1 decks. Then you have decks that are like very solidly tier 2 or very high end tier 2, which is like Virtual World, Sky Striker, Salamangreat,
Invoke Dogma Dolls,
Phantom Knight Burning Abyss, colloquially called PK Fire. Right. And these are all decks that are very competitive, and a good pilot can take 50% or more of their games off of tier 1 decks, but they suffer a bit from consistency and power ceiling.
Yeah.
So,
and then recently, Altergeist is proving itself to be pretty solidly tier 2 as well.
Yeah, Altergeist is definitely like one of the strongest rogue decks in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, like in my opinion, it's starting to kind of eke its way into outright being tier 2 at this point.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely getting up there.
If not, it is probably the number 1 rogue deck right now.
Yeah, it's up there for sure. You still have things like Madolche cropping up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Madolche actually just won the European Invitational, I believe.
Yeah, they got top 4.
I think after Swiss, he was first.
Oh, shoot. Okay, right. Well, there's that.
And that's Axel Benoit, who got top 4 at the European YCS. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of, was the European YCS.
Yeah, so he got top 4 at the European YCS.
Yeah.
And then in the Invitational...
With, in my opinion, one of the tastiest decks in the format.
I mean, you're not wrong. Invitational, he got first after Swiss, I do believe. I think I saw that. I mean, the top 8 of that event is loaded. You had Axel Benoit piloting Madolche. You had Tatsum, who was a guest on this podcast.
Mm-hmm. Super cool dude.
Right? And then you had Raphael Nevin, who just won the European YCS. And what's funny was his only loss in that entire YCS was to Axel Benoit and Madolche.
Oh, my lord.
Yeah. So it's the top 8 for that Invitational was really stacked. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, no, that I bet that would have been really fun to have watched.
Absolutely. But as far as the metagame goes, the metagame doesn't just concern what are the top decks though. A lot of things, so they have a lot of people do what they call metagaming, where like they'll predict going into an event what
I expect to see a lot of this
X deck, right.
X deck, or a lot of people running this or Y particular card.
Right. So like a good example is Axel Benoit piloting Madolche, which he's always run Madolche, but the point is it's a good metagame call right now because of the ability to main deck Dimension Shifter.
Oh yeah. I mean, also the lack of people really understanding what the deck can do.
Right.
Which in and of itself is also a meta call.
Right. So like another great example of this is like last December, Pac topped I don't know if it was a extravaganza or an invitational. He topped a major tournament and he was running Virtual World. And this was the very first day that Virtual World was legal in the TCG.
Yup.
Which makes it a great metagame choice because most of your opponents don't know what your cards do.
Yep. So your opponents are going to spend a lot of time just kind of going, "Can I read that card?"
Exactly. So the ability to pilot decks that are lesser known and things can be a serious advantage. I mean, your opponent not knowing what your deck does can just be the difference maker. So that's why it's so important to listen to us every week and find out what everything does.
Oh yeah, no, especially Madolche because that's the deck I'm maining right now.
Right. So going ahead and getting into the actual meat of the podcast, today we are doing an OCG Metagame Report. This comes courtesy of roadoftheking.com. So for those of you wondering, roadoftheking.com is a mainly OCG news site. They do breakdown, metagame breakdown.
Exclusively OCG, aren't they?
Pretty much, yeah. They cover the Asia Championship. They cover all the Hong Kong tournaments, all the OCG tournaments. They cover them, give deck profiles, give top cut breakdowns, all that of basically anything over like 50 players.
Oh yeah.
So, and when we give these metagame reports, this is a breakdown of like 75 topping decks from 13 tournaments across Japan and China.
Oh yeah, I know.
Or
by the way, for those of you who don't know, who are new, the difference, the OCG is very specifically Japan, South Korea, Hong Kong, and China,
and I think parts of Oceania, right? Like
yeah.
Well, that's Thailand.
Yeah, that would be part of Thailand and
Singapore area, stuff like that. Yeah,
bunch of all the little tinier islands and countries all around there.
Yes.
The TCG is literally everywhere else.
Yeah. So OCG stands for original card game, and TCG stands for trading card game. So all your European, American,
Russia,
South America, Australia,
Canada,
right,
New Zealand,
right, all of that qualifies as TCG.
Yeah.
Shout out New Zealand listeners. We see you. You're the second most represented country in our statistics. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out New Zealand. So
that's why I brought them up specifically.
there you go. But this will be an OCG metagame breakdown. And why this is important is the OCG is always like 1 to 2 sets ahead of us. Just something about the way the release schedule has just always worked is that the OCG just gets stuff before we do. They get their core sets 3 to 4 months in advance. They get side sets in advance. I mean, we've been trying to get the Cyberstrike structure deck here since they were supposed to come out in June. It's slated currently for October.
And they've had it since like February.
No, it hasn't been quite February. But,
no? It feels like it.
Yeah, it does. I think they got it in like May or June.
Okay.
But still.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's its own thing.
And they get products that we don't get. They get exclusive sleeves. They get exclusive playmats. They get different artworks for different cards. They get a lot of different stuff that we don't get.
There's also a couple of sets that they get that we don't.
Yeah, they got a Dragoonity structure deck last year that we didn't get.
Yeah.
Instead, they just made it into a product.
Yeah, and then years ago, they actually used to have a set that was nothing but TCG imports.
They still do every year.
There you go. Which is a set that we don't get for OCG imports because there are cards that are TCG exclusive and OCG exclusive. For example,
so like Dragoon was OCG exclusive for the longest time.
A great example for TCG exclusive right now is B Troopers.
Right,
the entire archetype is TCG only.
War Rock.
Yeah, even though they finally got it and they got the better artwork for it.
I don't think the artwork is any different. I think you're wrong.
I'll show you pictures later.
Okay. Regardless, so this OCG Metagame Breakdown gives us a look to the future. Even though they have a different ban list and a lot of their game is different, it's still relatively similar. It's similar enough that we can get overarching themes. And we'll point out the key differences in the formats and why certain things won't translate here. But as a whole, you are going to see that a lot of this will translate eventually. For example, Zodiac Tri-Brigade was the best deck over here 3 to 4 months before it was the best deck over here.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing we want to talk about, and again, you can get all of this. They update it weekly on roadoftheking.com, which link in the description below. We're going to start with we haven't done this in a while, and they do it every week during the format. So Metagame Report number 7 is actually 2.5 weeks ago this came out. At the time, the archetype Swordsoul, which releases in Burst of Destiny in a few weeks here, was the top deck at 12% of the meta, of 12% of the topping decks. So this is 75 decks. And then you had Eldritch at 10.7%, Drytron at 9.3%, Destiny Hero Sky Striker at 8.0%, Tri-Brigade at 8%, Shadow at 6.7%, Hero at 5.3%, VW at 5.3%, or Virtual World at Ignister at 5.3%, and others at 29.3%. I'm not going to do the deck by deck breakdown because we really want to get into the most recent information possible.
Yeah.
But
and then just to show you how fast the meta can progress and change.
Right. The very next week, this is 51 top decks from 10 tournaments. The only release in between was that they got a V-Jump called Victoria, the Angel of Courage, which is not playable.
Nope.
Okay. The top deck in the meta is Virtual World at 17.6. Then Sky Striker at 11.8. Then Drytron at 9.8. Swordsoul at 7.8. Zephyra at 7.8. Invoked at 5.9. Tri-Brigade at 5.9. And then others at 33.3. So
Swordsoul went from number 1 to other.
4. It went to 4.
Okay, it went to 4.
And Virtual World went from like 6 to 1. The representation tripled. Keep in mind, you hear Virtual World topping over here, and you're like, wow, that's pretty good. You know, this, that, and the other. The deck doesn't have True King anymore. The deck, you know...
They still have True King, don't they?
Exactly. Over there, they still have one VFD, one True King of all calamities. So, Virtual World is still like a top contender over there. In the same way, they also have Max C.
Yep, they still have Max C.
So the metagame's really different because of that. Decks like Drytron are generally not as good because it's straight combo.
Oh, yeah.
And Max C just ends it.
Oh, yeah. Keep in mind, generally. They also have Cross-Eyed Designator, which is another amazing card that we don't have access to.
Right.
Which I'm pretty sure they had originally limited Called by the Grave to push the sales of that card, because that card was about to get released.
And it just didn't get released over here. Yeah.
So that's part of the reason why our meta is so much more combo oriented as compared to the OCG meta.
Yeah. The OCG metagame has always been typically slower.
A lot more control oriented.
Right. So now we're into Metagame Report number 9.
Which is this past week.
Right. This released on September the 4th. Another one will release on September the 11th. More than likely. Yeah. So there has been a new product release, which is Deck Build Pack Grand Creators. That's slated to release in January here. And it's already released.
Yeah.
So
Grand Creators has stuff like
the graffiti one.
They have Punk.
Punk. That's what it is.
The Punk archetype. I think that's where we're getting the hero token.
Brave token.
That's
what it is.
Yeah, Brave token, and
there's another one. It's the one, the adventure one. Or is that Brave token?
That's Brave token. Long story short, it's like 3 new archetypes worth of cards, a couple other in-between cards, a couple of reprints, blah, 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 blah. What's the meta look like now?
Very different. So the breakdown here is Drytron at 16.4%, Virtual World at 16.4%, Swordsoul at 13.1%, Eldritch at 9.8%, Destiny Hero Sky Striker at 4.9%, Tri-Brigade at 4.9%, and others at 34.4%. Very different.
Because first off, Drytron's all the way up at number 1, and part of that is because they still have 3 Ben 10.
Yeah.
They never got around to limiting or even semi-limiting Ben 10 over there. Which is kind of disgusting.
Oh, the other thing coming in Grand Creator is Exorcisters.
Oh, the Exorcisters. Right.
So.
Right.
That's what it is. Anyway. So I'm going to go through the entire list of everything at top tier. A couple things to know is when I say Destiny Hero, this, like, for example, there's 10 Drytron, 9 Drytron, and 1 Destiny Hero Drytron.
9 times out of 10, what they mean is
it's Fusion Destiny and
like I don't even know what,
1 Dasher, 1 something else that they can make.
Dark Phoenix Enforcer.
Is it Dark or is it like?
Maybe Shadow Phoenix? It's something Phoenix Enforcer.
Yeah, so there's a new Destiny Hero Fusion that's basically like the new version of Dragoon, and Dragoon is banned over there, so they can literally just splash the Verte, splash Fusion Destiny, a couple of Destiny Hero monsters, and do the Shadow Phoenix Enforcer?
Destroy Phoenix Enforcer.
That's what it is. Destroy Phoenix
Enforcer. I googled it real quick.
Yeah, so it's just a quick splashable engine, 1 card engine, or well, like 1 Fusion Destiny does it, or
yeah, and then 2
effect monsters to make Verte does it.
Oh, yeah. For the Garnets that they would run, it's a level 6 or higher hero monster and a Destiny Hero monster.
I think it's Destiny Hero, Dasher, and Celestial, I think is what they usually use.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as you have a low... I mean, you
Right.
could technically use Blade Edge if you really wanted to.
All
It matters is you have a Destiny Hero and a level 6 or higher hero monster. That's all that matters.
Okay, so the total breakdown is, and this is 61 top performing decks from 12 tournaments. So 10 Drytrons, which is 9 Drytrons, 1 Destiny Hero Drytron, 10 Virtual World, 8 Swordsoul, which this is weird. 3 Swordsoul pure, 2 Destiny Hero Swordsoul, 2 Destiny Hero Tangy Swordsoul, and 1 Tangy Swordsoul. 6 Eldritch, which is 3 Eldritch, pure Eldritch, 2 Destiny Hero Eldritch, and 1 Grass Eldritch. So
that grass looks greener.
All right, that grass looks greener is legal in the OCG. I think at 2 copies actually.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. 3 Destiny Hero Sky Striker, 3 Tri Brigade, which is 1 Tri Brigade, 1 Zoo Tri Brigade, and 1 Destiny Hero Zoo Tri Brigade. 2 Danger Dark World. That deck is possible over there, I think, also because of some certain ban list changes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something's different there. 2 Destiny Hero Invoked. 2 Flunder. Destiny Hero Invoked. Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Apparently.
2 Flunderees. 2 Hero. 2 Prank Kids, which is 1 Prank Kid and 1 Brave Token Prank Kid. 2 Adagnister, 1 Adamantipator, 1 Agent Fairy. Keep in mind they have the Agent Structure deck over there.
Yep.
Either they have it or they're about to get it.
Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah. 1 Destiny Hero Lunalight, 1 Destiny Hero Thunder Dragon, 1 Dragon Maid, 1 Grass Destiny Hero Invoke Shadal. Why do you hate us? 1 Grass PK Fire, Grass Phantomite Burning Abyss. 1 Math Mech, that's really interesting. And 1 Seka Danger Kaiju Luna. Gross. All right. So we're going to get into some card-by-card breakdowns of the decks, and keep in mind the ban list differences. For example, with Drytron, they have Ben 10 at 3. They still have Union Carrier.
They have...
things like that. You know?
They have a VFD at, what, 2, I think, or 1?
VFD is at 1, so keep that in mind for Virtual World, you know. Keep in mind for Eldritch... you're going to see an Eldritch list here that's only running 2 Gamma, 1 Driver. Gamma's semi-limited over there.
Yep.
Curse Eldland is semi-limited over there. So, there's some very key ban list differences to keep in mind. So, but anyway, let's talk about this Drytron deck. So, he's not main decking any Max C. They're all in the side deck.
Which is interesting.
Right. I think the goal is less bricks, less hand traps. So, this Drytron deck list looks a ton like the list we have over here. So 3 Medionis Draconids, the 4K one.
Yeah.
1 Herald of Ultimateness, 3 Ben 10, 1 Natasha. Ben 10 is limited over here, so you can't do that. But there's no need to run Edith over there because they have 3 Ben 10. 3 Diviners, 2 Eva, 3 Alpha, 3 Zeta, 3 Gamma, 3 Delta. So 12 names, which here is a little bit different. I think they usually run like 12 or 10.
Yeah.
3 Herald of Orange Light, 3 Nova, 2 Medionis, so 2 of the ritual, 2 Drytron Fafnir, which is the ritual, the field spell, 3 Cyber Emergency, 3 Preparation of Rites, and 1 Foolish Burial. So they're just hyper consistent, search everything. Die if your opponent main decks Droll.
Pretty much.
The extra deck, 1 Intis, 2 Herald of Arclight, 1 of a synchro monster that I don't recognize. It is a level 7 light. It looks like one of the Yang Zings.
Because I think they still have the light Yang Zing.
Yeah, that's what this is a light Yang Zing. So, 1 Mubeta Fafnir, 1 of the Lyralisk rank 1, Assembled Nightingale, or is it one of the Lyralisk rank 1, 1 Downard, 1 Beatrice, double A Zeus, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Union Carrier, 1 Masquerena, 1 Unicorn, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, and then a Boral Sword and a the Link 5 Nightmare Goddess of the Underworld.
Oh. Yeah, the Underworld Goddess of the Night or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, the Link 5, that's like, it's a bunch of, you can use a bunch of monsters, but you also use one of your opponent's monsters to make it too. You just steal it. It's ridiculous.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's a pretty standard list. The only thing that I see here that's I really just flat out don't agree with, is they're running 3 lightning storms and a duster in the side deck. They're not running any
chainables.
Yeah, no chainables. So I don't know.
Your
I
continuous
guess,
spells are going to go off without a hitch.
Maybe IO just isn't as prevalent over there.
It's got to be.
Yeah, I think that's about it for this. We can move on to Virtual World now. So this guy's a good competitor. He's participated in multiple Asia championships. He finished 9th in the Asia Championship 2017, barely missing out on top cut. Then he finished top 8 in 2019 with Salad. And this time he opted for Virtual World. He went 6-2, finished top 8 in a 300-man tournament. And let's see. The list looks pretty bog standard. The really weird thing is that I think... Okay, so that's 3 of the level 6. I think that's GG. Or level 3 is GG. Level 6 is... Oh my god, I don't know the names. I just realized I don't know any of the names. I know it's got only 2 Nan, but 3 of all the other ones.
Yeah.
So 2 Maxi, 3 Ash, Gamma package, which is only 3 cards over there. 3 King Long, 3 of the other one that searches. Kowloon.
Yeah.
2 Desires, 3 Crossout Designator, 2 Call by the Grave, 2 Emergency Teleport, 1 Triple Tactics Talent, 2 Chuche, and 1 of the other trap card that is a newer release. 41 cards total. Weird that I feel like you could cut the Triple Tactics and be at 40, but okay.
Whatever.
You do you. The extra deck, I recognize about 5 of these cards. So you have the Virtual World Synchro 6, Stardust Charge Warrior, Coral Dragon. You have the Stardust Clearwing Synchro. Shen. You have Cloud Castle. That's Cloud Castle. Ravenous Croco Dragon. Vermilion Mathmech. Ultimize Ulkeen. Phantom Knights of Breaksword. That's a Virtual World fan, the rank 6.
Yeah.
Constellar Ptolemy M7. Guy Dragoon. 1 True King of All Calamities. And 1 AA Zeus. Wow, I can't believe I got as much of that as I did. So the side deck has a couple of interesting options. 2 Nibiru. I think Nibiru is semi-limited over there. I'm not sure. 1 Lancia. None in the main, 1 on the side. That is because Lancia gets side decked against his deck. They deck it in game 2. And they can either Lancia their opponent if they have it in hand, or they can cross out Designator and get rid of the 1 Lancia so they can negate their opponent's Lancia.
Yep.
Okay, so the 3rd Maxi in the side deck, 3 Droll in the side deck, 3 Dark Ruler No More, 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Duster, 1 IO, 1 Red Reboot. So, it's a pretty standard VW list. The main difference over there versus over here is that they don't run a Kaliga package over there because they have True King. Why would they?
Yeah, they don't need it.
Right. So, but yeah, so pretty standard stuff. So next we have Swordsoul. Card by card on the Swordsoul is that they have they reduced some of the stuff in the main deck, some of the Swordsoul cards, to start running Triple T and Prosperity to increase consistency of the deck.
Yeah.
So you've got...
They're still kind of tinkering with it. They'll figure it out.
Right. So you've got the 3 main Swordsoul main deck monsters, running 3 of each. Then you've got the 3 of the Ecclesia. The new Ecclesia, that's OCG only right now. It comes out in Burst of Destiny, I believe. Then you have 3 Maxi, 3 Ash, the Gamma package, which is 3 cards. 3 of one of the Swordsoul spell cards. 3 Desires, 1 Prosperity, 2 Talents, such weird ratios. 2 Crossout Designator, 1 Called By, 3 Imperm, 2 of the Trap card for Swordsoul. 1 IO and 1... I didn't realize this card was legal in the OCG. 1 Vanity's Emptiness.
Oh, yeah, Vanity's Emptiness. Yeah.
That's legal there.
Yep.
Okay. And then going forward, we have 1 of the Dark level 6 Swordsoul Synchros, 2 of the light level. Wait, is that level 7? How are they hitting 7? 1 dark level 7 synchro that I don't know the name of. 2 light level 8. Those are 3 light level 8s. 2 of one and 1 of the other. Those are going to be the Swordsoul.
Yeah.
1 Draco Berserker of the 10E. 1 Colossal Fighter. This is here specifically for a Max C loop.
Yes. If your opponent Max C's you, and they also have a monster who is higher attack than a Colossal Fighter.
Like around 3k?
Yeah. You just make Colossal Fighter, attack into the monster. Your Colossal Fighter dies. You take like 200 damage. Affect a Colossal Fighter, then procs. When Colossal Fighter show away battle and send to the graveyard, you special summon a warrior monster from your graveyard. Special summon back out the Colossal Fighter. Your opponent draws a card. Attack again. Your opponent draws another card. And you just keep going until they deck out, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah. The ability to deck out your opponent is really funny.
To punish them for daring to hit you with the Max C.
1 Crimson Blader. 1...
Which is for the mirror.
Right. 1 of the Black Rose level 10.
Ooh, Ruddy Rose Dragon, yeah?
I guess? It must be Ruddy Rose.
Well, Ruddy Rose for us, Bloody Rose Dragon for them.
Yeah. Here's a Water level 10. I believe that is there in Archetype level 10 Synchro.
Yeah, maybe.
And then 1 Chevalier... What is the name of the Chevalier level 10? Baroness.
Yeah, Baroness de Fleur.
Baroness de Fleur, right. They're also running a Abyss Dweller,
Because Abyss Dweller is Abyss Dweller.
Right. I think that is an Earth rank 4? I don't know. 2 AA Zeus and 1 Lila. I don't know what the Earth rank 4 is. Side deck, a Pank for going second, 2 Nibs, 3 Lancia, 3 Token Collector for the mirror match. Token Collector shuts that deck down. 2 Ghost Bell, 1 Duster, 1 Cyclone, 1 Twin Twister, 1 Red Reboot. Why? The ratios here are so sucky. The ratios of the OCG piss me off.
I mean, fair, because they run random 1 and 2 ofs that you can't even... Like, I can understand running random 1 and 2 ofs if you're using Cross-Out Designator.
Right.
But Cross-Out Designator only works on monsters.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'm like 99% sure of that.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So... Just the one... Like, is it... The only thing I can think of is I have this extra space that I have nothing to put in. Which is a lot of confidence, let me tell you.
Okay, so I really want to get into this next deck list because it's dumb. Okay, so we've got... This is pure Eldritch. This man went 5-1-1 and finished first in this 3v3 team tournament, which had 23 teams or 69 nice participants. We're going to get some interesting stuff here. Okay, so 3 Eldritch.
Golden Boy.
All right, 3 of the Golden Lord. The Gamma Package. Simple. 2 Curse Eldland, which is semi-limited over there. 1, excuse me. 1 Elixir of Black Awakening. 1 White Elixir of White Destiny. 3 Extravagance, 2 Prosperity. And then you have 3 Scarlet Sanguine, 3 Conquistador, 2 Haquero. Then you have 1 of an Eldritch trap card that I do not know the name of.
Is it the lion one?
No, it's not the lion one. It's a different one.
Okay.
It looks like there's a bunch of light coming down from above. I don't exactly know the name.
Yeah.
It turns out it's all in Japanese. I can't read Japanese. 3 Solemn Strikes, 2 Solemn Judgments, 3 Torrential Tributes, 3 Skill Drain, because Skill Drain is at 3 over there, 1 IO, 2 Dogmatica Punishment, and the really spicy tech card of the deck, 2 D-Barrier.
Wait, how many trap cards is that?
That would be 25 traps.
And there's only 1 monster he commits to the board.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
But there's some interesting tech cards in the extra deck, though, that make this make a lot more sense.
Fair enough.
So, here's the fun thing about this. He's running 2 D-Barrier. D-Barrier is not just a meta call for certain decks. It's a meta call because you can chain it to Fusion Destiny, call Fusion, and it stops the Destiny Hero, destroy Phoenix Enforcer.
Yep.
So, that's a really interesting tech.
But like, not only that, also, since your opponent summons a monster, you probably know what their entire... If you know the meta, you pretty much know what they're going to do.
Right. So, the extra deck is pretty interesting. 3 Intis, 1
For the punishments.
Wind Pegasus ad Ignister. Those are all for punishments.
Okay.
Because Wind Pegasus ad Ignister does stuff when it's in a grave.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 Psy-Frame Lord Omega for the Gamma package. 1 Light Rank 5. I don't know what it is or how he's getting there.
Maybe it's...
he can overlay the trap monsters to get there.
Yes, you can.
I think it's a Constellar card. Constellar...
Oh, then it's probably... Not Pleiades.
Yeah, Pleiades.
Yeah, it's Pleiades. Yeah, I was
it's
like...
Pleiades. That's what it is.
Yeah, no. I was like, yeah, it can't be Pleiades. And I was like, no, I'm thinking of M7. I'm thinking of Ptolemy. No, it is Pleiades.
No, this is Constellar Pleiades, yeah.
Yeah.
He's running 2 Gustav Max.
Well, that's spice. Well...
He can hit it with Golden Lord.
Yeah.
He can overlay 2 Golden Lords, summon Gustav Max. Burn for 2k, and then he can either go into the Super Dora that he's running.
Yeah, and then go for game.
Or go into Juggernaut Lieb and attack.
Yeah.
So he's running 2 Gustav Max, 1 Super Dora, 1 Juggernaut Lieb. Nice little train package. I like it. He's running 2 AA Zeus that he can hit with that train package.
Mm-hmm.
He's running 1 of the World Chalice Link 1. Requires a normal monster, I think, so he can get there with the... I think he can get there with his...
trap monsters. Yeah, because they're normal... Because they're non-effect monsters, so yeah.
And he's got 2 of the Vampire Link 2. It's not Vampire Sucker. It's another one.
Yeah.
But it requires 2 zombies, I think, which is the whole deck. So easy peasy. The side deck, he's running 1 of the monster that protects back row that comes out in Burst of Destiny. King of the Sky Prison, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
3 Lava Golem, 3 Lancia, 1 Feather Duster, 2 IDP, Ice Dragon's Prison, 3 evenly matched, 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance. Interesting.
It's really interesting.
Right. So the real conclusion here is that Drytron had a huge presence this week. It went straight to the top. It tied with Virtual World. And Swordsoul and Eldritch, while they're not the best decks, they have made a bit of a bounce back. It had an interesting... The Grand Creators had an interesting impact in the weekend. The Brave Token thing in Prank Kids has seen tournament success in more than just the one deck here.
That's some spiciness, though. Because the actual Brave Token archetype itself is very underwhelming. Because there's only one card that makes the token... Yeah, about half the stuff searches for that one card, but they stop that one card, that's it, you're done. And then everything else revolves around equipping spells, the token, blah, blah, blah. Kind of underwhelming. But combining it with Prank Kids to help protect the token. I assume that's what they're doing. That's probably not what they're doing.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to have to look more into it to see exactly what they're doing. I know Pac has an entire...
video on it at this point, I think?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Yeah, it popped in my feed. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
So, but the thing about the Brave Token Prank Kid deck is that what's really interesting about it is, so it got top 16 in the 300-man tournament, the Duelist Cup 2021 Hong Kong. Mm-hmm. So it got top 16 there, and in the No Face FCS, which was like a 52-man tournament, which was 8 rounds, the deck went 8-0.
Oh.
I mean, the deck is really good. It just doesn't have high representation numbers.
Interesting.
It's a pilot thing.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait for a week or two and see how that turns out.
Yeah. So, I think that'll pretty much wrap us up for today. This episode's a good bit shorter than most, but I'm going to be completely honest right now, it's really a dry spell for Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, because we got all this product about to come out. And the thing is, like right now, the only thing that they could really release news-wise as far as the upcoming sets is some stuff for some of the other stuff that gets reprinted in the tins. But I think they've already shown their hand with all the good stuff in the tin, which is
for sure Zeus.
Yeah, the Zeus reprint's nice. The new dual monster support for Dark Magician Blue Eyes is cool. And the entire Ad Ignister deck being all reprinted, I think they showed their hand, and they're like, we don't have anything else to actually...
Well, no, I think there's a lot more that's coming, they just don't want to.
But I mean, why wouldn't they? Because then the product would just start flying off the shelves.
It's not on the shelves yet.
I mean, when it gets on the shelves, it'll immediately get lifted off. Just sold out.
Word will spread within like 2 days of release.
Fair enough.
2 or 3 days before release, you will know everything that's in the product because the distributors will start sending out cases.
Yeah.
And they'll start cracking open the cases,
to get singles.
To get singles to list on their websites for day of release.
Yeah, but then you also have some of the like YouTubers and Twitch streamers who will get the product early.
Right.
And and they'll very specifically get like, oh, here's a product for you to open on stream. Here's another one that you have to give away.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, which I hope we can do that at some point. That'd be really cool.
I know that with...
What's up, Konami?
Yeah, what's up, Konami? We'll start live streaming for you. Speaking of live streaming, if you are interested in watching our live stream, Wednesday evening, we will be doing the first one. And I think I said it at the beginning, but I don't remember, so I'm saying it again. We're doing a live stream of our podcast for the $10 and up patrons, so be sure to check that out.
That'll be next Wednesday, yeah? Or is it tomorrow?
Day after tomorrow.
Day after tomorrow, okay.
Well, okay. For those listening on Tuesday, it would be tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
Hopefully.
If everything...
We promised them, we promised the $10 patrons a live stream once a week, so
like,
we're kind of committed.
Yeah, like, if we can't get it fixed and good and going, it is what it is.
Right.
As unfortunate as that would be. But if everything aligns correctly, yeah, we should be able to do it.
Right, so that's the plan. So, but... Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for checking us out. Be sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts if you want to hear us. If you want to hear us talk to you and you want to hear us, you want to hear what we have to say and you want to hear your review on the podcast, leave us a review. Leave us a rating. It helps out tremendously with the analytics. Again, be sure to check us out everywhere that you can. Check us out on Apple. Check us out on Spotify, SoundCloud. Check us out on Audible. Share us with all your friends. Check us out on Twitter. Check out the Discord server. Check us out on Patreon if you are so inclined to do that. It would be greatly appreciated. And thank you so much for listening.
Take care, everyone.